Did you help with breakfast? Did you help? Did you decorate my floor with cardboard? You did.
Not a problem.
I had to lift Stripe off of the platform. His belly was all hot, nice and warm tummy from laying on that heating pad. Good morning, guys. And I always use the old cat water bowl water to water one of my plants in the yard. Yeah, that's how I feel this morning too, Ruby, a little creaky. Don's getting Ruby ready for me again. Thank you, Donnie.
You're welcome, pretty girl.
Hey, Panther. You go back to eating, buddy. Hey, bud. Coming out here to see Slatey. Go ahead and get this door shut. I don't think Dawn thought about keeping it warm in here for her. Although it's not that cold out there today. You know, she's currently hid, but she'll unhide herself for me. Hey, Slate. Slatey. Slatey. Well, she might have gone to the front. As I was leaving, she came around. So I'm taking her to the vet at 11. She's, you know, she's alert. She doesn't seem to mind being touched. I mean, not hurting anywhere. She has an appetite. She just got really thin, and it could just be that she was too afraid to get to her food sometimes. So now that it's winter and she's in the garage, I think that could be better for her. But we'll go get her checked out, make sure it's not a thyroid problem or a sugar problem or something that needs, you know, some treatment. Slate wasn't touched until she was 12 weeks old. I was too busy catching night times kittens, midnight, and mittens. Woo, say that fast 3 times at 6 o'clock in the morning. And by the time I caught her and her mama, Gray, and got them attention, you know, Slatey was a little older, so she tolerates being picked up, and she actually is really sweet, but she's a little spooky. She's always going to be a little spooky. I'm lucky she's as human friendly as she is. It's good to pet them before 8 weeks. Oh, Don's got it warm in here this morning. Well, we're getting to enjoy a little bit of sky color this morning. Ruby has been turning herself to daylight mode around 7:10 a.m. So we've got a little over 15 minutes before she does that. As you can see, the sun's coming up right now. Don and I have both noticed recently that you can't engage traffic aware cruise control or autopilot in all the places you used to be able to do it. In other words, sitting here at the intersection where the car knows the lanes and I'm not the lead car and I'm not in the middle of the intersection, why would it not let me engage it there so it's ready to go? I mean, sure, it lets me engage it as soon as I get through the intersection, but we just both feel like, since we've been driving this system for a while, these cars for a while, that it used to let you do that a little more easily, a little more often in more places. We're on time to get across town by 7:20. We haven't been behind the bus long. I don't normally get over here, but I think I can get back around the bus, no problem. I parked Ruby here for just a second to get out and walk around the car. I guess I'll keep my phone on me just in case. Mostly just trying to stretch my legs for a minute. Give me a stand on my watch for this hour. Get a little cool air, because Don did have the, that's pretty light. Don did have the car pretty warm this morning. You know, stretch my legs. Might look at the safety score just to see if it updated. This is right here by the cookout, by the light, right by the school. So this is a good get out at the halfway point. And there's really nobody over here but me, so I didn't worry too much about parking, since I plan on getting right back into the car, at least after I take a picture of this pretty light. Well, the app still says my safety score is 99, and I see the daily details section down at the bottom now, and this morning's drive-in was a 96 with at least one hard braking event and one unsafe following event. Not. Well, possibly a harder braking event, but I don't know what, I mean, I would say that they set the bar on braking pretty low. Like in normal traffic, it's sort of hard to avoid braking at a point where you don't fall into that. So anyway, that was kind of interesting. I had not paid attention to the daily details before, and I did see under the daily details that it says which driver profile made that drive. So I do think obviously Tesla can differentiate different drivers and their score for at least the daily detail, although for the car number it appears to be a merged value. So anyway, I think I feel almost refreshed enough to drive home now, and I'm gonna start back to Fuquay and go for my walk with Dawn. It's 64 out there, so it's not super chilly, but it does feel a little cool this morning. It's crisp, it's pleasant out there. As with most things Tesla, I hope Elon is using them and paying attention to them. And by that I mean, I hope, obviously, he's got the Tesla app installed on his phone, that he actually gets to still drive his Tesla someplace, and that he pays attention to his safety score afterward. And by that I mean, you know, if he gets a unsafe following event or a hard braking event or something like that, and goes, wow, that didn't really happen to me, or what does it mean I was following too close? I didn't follow anybody too close, or any of those other comments that he might have about the feedback, the score there, that, you know, he'll be very motivated to continue to work on it and refine it. I think, from what I've seen, that they've rolled this out, that it is an excellent first pass. I am actually impressed with it. They had to draw a line in the sand somewhere with what to look at. And, you know, Don says he thinks they've partnered up with somebody and somebody else's insurance app, and that is absolutely, possibly true, probably true, maybe true. I can see that being true. But again, still, the criteria they chose, the way they pull the data from the car itself so that you don't have to have this extra add-on thing to try to pull it. The accuracy of it seems to be well within tolerances. I mean, I'm pretty impressed. doesn't mean it doesn't need additional refinement. Okay, especially for it to do what we want it to do, which is to try to ferret out who the most qualified drivers are, the safe drivers are, to try to help test the beta further. So hopefully we'll see continued refinement. What you need? Marty talks at the door, so you'll come into the kitchen and not necessarily see him, but then you hear him. Are you jealous? We decided not to bring our jackets because yesterday we got hot.
Yep.
So it's either start out warm and then, have to carry it, ditch it, whatever, or start out a bit chilly but don't have to carry it. So today we're going for the not carry route. not wear and be hot, not carry.
Yep.
And
Sun.
I'm not that motivated to move that quick yet.
Yeah,
it's coming.
I've had 2 cups of coffee. So I'm reasonably caffeinated. I only get 1 more, so.
Well, the only problem with running the first 2 light pole distances is the distance to the 3rd light pole is uphill. This is probably the most incline on our entire walk. Right here, right now.
Yeah, that's probably the steepest.
Yeah.
Not the longest, but it is the steepest.
Yeah. All right. Well, that gets the heart pumping a little warmth in our body. But I was sitting on a couch last night and I looked at my resting heart rate and it was 65. It used to be, well, for a while there it was upper 80s, low 90s. So it's an improvement. And in not that many weeks, if you really think about it. I haven't kept track because why? But it really isn't that many weeks or months. Wow, we already had to do another 2 light pole sprint because I'd already recovered to 116. Got to stay over 120. Got to wear myself out a little more. That one was uphill. That one wasn't fast, but I made it.
You done good.
Don's holding my purse for me, allowing me to swing my arms a little bit so I make it a little easier on me. It's kind of hard. I still have my camera and my phone, so ditching the purse is a plus. It's Exercise Tuesday. Well, that's the 2nd lap complete.
Yeah.
We ran a good distance on the back side of the track up there near Main Street, near the road.
Yeah.
I thank Don again for helping me improve my fitness. Well, he's made a real commitment. He's really stressed about work today, and I have been there. And good morning.
Good morning.
I know it would be really easy, and almost necessary to say I'm just going to stay here and work this morning. But he's out here spending time with me and helping me exercise and keeping up his exercise. And, I know he thinks it's worthwhile. But he's under some pressure right now. And I'm very thankful that he's still out here with me.
Thanks, pretty girl. Yeah,
I just did my 4th sprint. Don's back there on his Tuesday, Thursday conference call. 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern. I think that's right. Yeah. So I'll let him talk. Hopefully it'll be over quick. This is not one of the longer ones. Horse lady. Aww. Well, let's go see what the vet has to say. I really don't have a lot of news to tell you yet, and I left Slate at the vet. They weren't able to get a urine sample, so they're gonna just offer her some food and water, put her in a crate, and try to get a sample again in probably like an hour and a half, 2 hours, something like that. And I can pick her up anytime between now and 6, and would just, leave her here until they get the sample today. I asked if they were gonna do sub-Q fluids to try to fluid her up to get her to go, and they said, well, no, not if we can just wait her out a little bit. So there were some discrepancies in her blood work, but none that were like really like, oh yeah, that's a problem. But they're trying to make sure we can feed her like kitten food, which I had started to do, that she doesn't have a kidney issue, because then you wouldn't want to give her high protein, which the kitten food would be. Just, I guess, basically to try to decide what food we should give her. She has lost 3 pounds since January, so it wasn't a figment of our imagination that she was thin. And but a lot of her numbers are fine. Her calcium score, which can be a cancer marker, is a little high, but we're not saying. Usually they would recheck that in a week before they would go down like another path. So anyway, she's here, and we'll see. You know, I'm worried about her, but she's in good hands, so that's really all I can do at this point, is wait to see what they say and then follow instructions. Are you gonna help me with my Lego project? I ordered this off eBay. This one is discontinued at this point. It's basically a spooky tree, and hidden side was this 3D game thing that Lego had, and this tree and the tombstone, and there's a few other pieces on the back side of the haunted house. They were a hidden side set. And anyway, I have made myself some tea with some pumpkin spice whipped cream in it, and I thought, this is 189 pieces. I've got about an hour. I probably can get that put together. So I'm gonna have some fun with that, and I think I'm gonna have some help. Okay, Black Cat, there's room for you on the counter. That's nighttime. This is nighttime. Mama to midnight in mittens, even though she's much smaller than they are. Yeah, right? Your mama up here? This is the mat Michelle gave me the other day at Guardian Angel last week. She had picked up for me. It's Disney Thackeray and Binks. I'm a cat person. It's really cute. It's soft. It's meant to cushion your feet. So it works like this one I have over here. I really like it. Black kitties. Oh, guys, I need some counter space. Going along, no problems. I just wanted to say that putting these A-shaped pieces on both sides of the tree allows me to attach sections together to make it look sort of curved. I thought that was a fairly ingenious building technique that they've implemented. Well, this little kit came together just fine. It's got some cool stuff. I remember too that Nikola Tesla, Tesla coil, the reactor, the generator thing. It had a similar lid to this, and that was also a hidden side piece. I'm gonna set it up there near one of the haunted houses. Wow, Ruby says it's 83 out there now. I'm on my way to get Johnny. My ETA is 2:20. That's, a few minutes later than I would like to arrive. Seems like there's always one more thing I stop to handle on the way out the door. I'm always trying to fit in one more thing. It is still, though, a pretty afternoon for a drive. It's just a little cloudy this afternoon. I guess that's a Jaguar E-Pace, not to be confused with an I-Pace, the white vehicle. see my driving score when I get home today or not. I've had at least 3 hard decels, 2 of which were my fault, 1 really wasn't. And then back there, one of the John Deere employees was waiting to cross the street from one side to the other, and he started to go right as I was going past him, and Ruby thought he was going to jump out in front of me, so she threw herself out of autopilot. Audible alert, red flash, take over immediately, and put the brakes on the car. It was like, I mean, I understand why she did it. He made me, I mean, he shouldn't have, if he'd have just waited about another 3 seconds before he did that. Well, we'll see. But it was a rough commute home this afternoon. The first hard braking event was, I realized I had entered the red light camera intersection on yellow, and I was worried I was gonna get, be on red and it photographed me. So I zoomed through it and then had to put on the brakes pretty good on the other side of the intersection because traffic was slow. And then the other one was I really got ahead of myself and thought I could, just for once today, make both turns on mechanical without having to stop at the second light. And if I'd have kept going, I would have really went through a red light. So I totally slammed on the brakes and stopped cleanly. There's nobody behind me because I had zoomed ahead. And I don't remember the third one, except there was at least one other pretty good stop today, and then the pedestrian. So if today's afternoon score is like 70 or something, I guess I won't be too surprised. You don't look like you're having a lot of fun over there today.
Yeah.
Not fun.
Not fun.
I'm worried about my score.
Oh no.
Let's see. I'm not making it up. I'm seriously concerned. They're just going to laugh at me. It's a 99 still.
99?
Well, part of the thing is, remember, I've driven 100 miles today.
Yeah.
So the guys in the local Tesla Owners North Carolina Facebook says dilution is the solution. Basically, drive a lot of miles, and then if you have 1 or 2 dings, they won't care. But let's look at the daily details, and let's look at this trip.
Okay.
Okay, so this very most recent trip. Well, today I'm a 98, driven 96 miles, it said. Okay, so I didn't do anything wrong on the way home, even though I surged through a turning light at a red light camera intersection to not get caught, and did not feel, Johnny says I missed the camera.
Yeah.
And then I had to slam on the brake on the other side of the intersection because traffic wasn't moving very fast. And then I thought I would race around the mechanical boulevard and get through both lights, and ended up bailing and slamming on the brakes as the lead car. But there was nobody behind me. It wasn't an unsafe maneuver. It would have actually been unsafe if I'd gone through on red. And then there was another incident where I know the deceleration felt pretty strong. And then a pedestrian tried to walk out in front of me at 55 mile an hour, and Ruby barfed all over it and threw control back to me and slammed on the brakes. So I don't know how I still have that. And it has the timestamp on it. So it's not like it's not like it's missing.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take it. No problem. Some of those other guys are having a really hard time with it, and I don't know why it likes me.
Yeah, well, that's why, like I said.
Here's the vet I got to pick up.
Yeah.
So I'm on my way to pick up Slate. I didn't hear anything else back, so not sure if they got the sample they wanted, or we'll need to try to get her back up there tomorrow. I'll find out in a few minutes, I guess. I blew the driveway and did some other stuff at the house. My computer and Google are kind of giving me fits. I've got a MacBook, I guess a 4-year-old MacBook Pro now. I had Google Backup and Sync set up, and it would take the temp folder on my computer and sync it with the temp folder up on Google Drive. And it worked flawlessly for me, and I would keep 3 or 4 days worth of video files out there and then have to move it. well, I don't remember what the new thing is called, but Google's getting rid of backup and sync, and they have this new interface, and you no longer can, you can stream, and you can pick a folder to be available offline, but this doesn't sync the way it used to. And I finally got it to do its thing in a way that may still allow me to drag the files over to SmugMug. They have to be accessible on my hard drive to do that. But somehow I seem to have lost about 30 or 40 gigabytes in the process, even though I just have this 1 day's worth of stuff out there right now. I don't even have 2 or 3 days worth of stuff, because I don't think I can't fit it. So I don't know. It really isn't that I have that many files marked as available offline, but yeah, I don't know where it is. Surely the index or whatever this thing uses is not that big, but it's kind of giving me fits. I seem to have lost some space I couldn't afford to lose. Yeah, I regularly run my MacBook with less than 30 gigabytes down to 5, but right now I've got like 10, and I've only got 1 day's worth of stuff out there instead of like 3 days worth of 4 days or 5 days worth of stuff. So I don't know, I'll have to sort on that more, figure it out more. One of our viewers sent me a couple of screenshots of some tweets Elon made, and he said approximately 1,000 owners per day, and starting out with 199.98 and going down from there to some level. So it looks like staying at 99 is fairly important if I really do care about being one of the first people. I am driving to Fayetteville Saturday for that event, so it would be nice to have it. Good news, they got the sample. Also, kind of good news, she has a urinary tract infection that's pretty bad and some crystals. So she got an injection, 14-day antibiotic, and I'm going to need to change her diet, try to change her diet. And I'm sure I'm going to be back up here with her for a follow-up check to see that it's cleared. But for right now, take her home. I don't have it. The vet's going to call me tomorrow. She's left for the day, and we can discuss food, you know, what to do for food options. So at least Slate right now is mostly eating in the garage by herself, so I do have a little control over what she gets. Really pretty colors in the sunset tonight. On my way to take Johnny to Taekwondo. It's going on 7 p.m. for us. Johnny had Slate with him for a little bit. She was pretty afraid though. We reintroduced her out on the front porch with her mom and Panther, and she was really happy to see her mom. She seemed to really like that. And Gray was happy to see her at first, but then I think she thought she smelled funny. But I did see Slate eat a little bit more, and I gave her some of the really quote-unquote good stuff and drink. And I was relieved that she didn't take off and seemed to know where she was and all that good stuff. I mean, she's not feeling well, and then on top of that, she's all disoriented from being, you know, up at the vet for 6 hours. So yeah, it was just a little over 6 hours. But anyway, like I said, the vet's supposed to call me in the morning to discuss next steps. I'm sure it's time frame for retesting and what food to try to get her to eat. Although my experience with any of those urinary health, kidney things is that they hate them. They absolutely hate those foods. So we'll see. Ruby, little sister. There are a few new cars, but I don't see a Cybertruck. It's still pretty sparse.